Alright, you guys know what the deal is. My name is Chelsea and I have a Rapunzel infatuation, and for a surprise video for today, I wanted to show you guys my Rapunzel pin collection. Now, I have about 1,500 pins, if you guys have been following me, and oh, I should probably get in frame with my Rapunzel shirt. So I have about 1,500 pins, and I am going to show you guys everything over the course of this summer, starting in a couple weeks, but I am anxious, and to make sure that I do this, I needed to post a video now so that I actually follow through with it. I do have videos back on my channel from a couple years ago before my college program when I showed you guys all of my pins I had. That was back when I had under 1,000. I know, that feels like such a long time ago. So now I have about 1,500, and I am going to go through and recount them all and put the pins that I have new in my pin books that I've gotten this semester. I haven't gotten a lot. I went crazy in the fall buying pins. Absolutely crazy. I am an avid pin trader. I have a whole bag here in my closet that I'm not going to open because everything's kind of shoved in here like every other normal college kid, as well as under the bed. I am going to pin trade on my college program. I got out of the habit of it doing it on my last program, so that's something I do want to keep up with on this program. But let's get ahead and get started with this Tangled binder. So this is like a 1-inch binder, and I have 3 pages in here, and I'm going to need a new one soon. I normally have everything crammed in on one page, and you guys will see this in the future with my other pin videos. So if you guys are watching this video in the future, in about like June or so, go ahead, the link should be down in the description for the next pins in my series. But if you're watching this now, just hit bell notification on my channel to get notified when I post a new video. I printed this out, I cut around it, and I also printed this out, and I just podged it on here. You guys can tell that it is podged on here so that it stayed, and it was kind of a decoration, but it is completely temporary until I get a new binder or I really want a pin board in Rapunzel's face, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna run out of room. So I'm gonna point the camera downward and we're gonna go through this together. This is a fantasy pin. I have no idea what the shop is that it came from. This is my first ever fantasy pin, and if you guys don't know what a fantasy pin is, it is pins designed by Disney fans or other people that are not Disney affiliated, that are not official Disney trading pins, and they cannot be traded in the parks. This is literally like the size of my palm. A pin for every princess. There we go. In this style. I almost bought the Sleeping Beauty one out as well. She was completely gorgeous, but this was like $30, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna spend another $30 on a pin. So this is a complete fantasy pin. I love it so much. This one, if you guys can tell, let me zoom in you guys a little bit more. This is Tangled the Musical. This is from the cruise line. I have not been on the Disney cruise since 2012, and on the Disney cruise in 2012 we saw Toy Story the Musical. So I have not listened to the soundtrack at all of this. I do want to watch it over the summer. Maybe we can do one of the reaction videos to Tangled. It was a Tangled pin and I needed it, so I bought it, and I bought this in Pin Traders in Disney Springs. This pin comes from Tokyo Disneyland. Some girl posted on the Facebook page that she could get this one. There's this one, the Ariel one, which I have, which I will show you in a later video. Belle, Cinderella, Snow White, and Sleeping Beauty. So I was like, well, I need Rapunzel. And also Ariel's my second biggest collection, I believe, along with Beauty and the Beast. So I got Ariel as well. I omitted getting Belle because I needed to contain myself a little bit. A couple years ago, they came out with these really cool pins, and I think I have Belle in this series. They discontinued this series, but I found this on someone from the pin page on Facebook, so I decided I needed to get this because it was only a couple dollars. Of course, I have the Rapunzel Tsum Tsums here. Oh, this is out of frame. Sorry. Of course, I have the Rapunzel Tsum Tsums here. I do need Flynn Rider, so if you guys have Flynn Rider, and you want to give him a new home, or he would be welcomed, hit me up. These 2 pins right here came from Disneyland Paris back in February, and I'm going to show you a close-up of them right now. Alright, so here is a close-up of this pin. Like I said, it is from Disneyland Paris for their 25th celebration. And if you guys look, this is really cool because it actually says what number pin it is. And I don't know if it's going to focus. There it is. 133 out of 700. So that's pretty cool. And then for this one is for Valentine's Day 2018. And then this one is 546 out of 700. I just think that's so cool. And these two pins are called Pin Trader Delights, and these are the only two Pin Trader Delights I have, except for the one Mushu pin that I have that I will show you at a later date. I am looking for the Rapunzel with her long hair, and these were very cheap that I got them for. I think they were like $20 or $30 each, which they normally go for a lot more, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get them both. And I got a couple other ones with that, and the price was like $60 to ship like 6 pins. Not like including the prices, but like $60 with shipping for like the 6 pins. It was great. So I needed to get those as well. Alright, so let's start down here at the less exciting pins. These are kind of your more open edition pins. These pastels are Hidden Mickey pastels that came out a couple years ago. I have them in every color, and I also have the chaser. This one is from one of those box sets with all the princesses. This one is obviously from 2016. I needed it because I was Rapunzel. This is an open edition pin. This was one on a starter lanyard, and this was one of those mystery box sets, I think. It might have not been a box set, but it has couples on them, so I needed that as well. Moving up here, this is a new open edition pin. This is from Tangled the series. This is new, this is in the parts. There's also a pastel that matches her, but I couldn't find him. This pin comes from Acme. Acme is considered official pins, official Disney pins, and official Disney trading pins. I do have like 4 more Rapunzel pins coming from Acme. I pre-ordered them back in the fall, so hopefully they will be coming this summer that I can show you guys. This one comes from the soda fountain. Her face looks a little derpy. I can zoom in. So I wasn't too pleased with the quality of this pin. As you can see, her face looks a little derpy, but it is really cute. There was a couple other ones. There was like a Russell from Up and then a Belle. But I only need the Rapunzel because Rapunzel's my main collection. This one is also a soda fountain store pin. There is, I think, Anna and Elsa and Ariel in this series. I could be wrong, so if you guys know, go ahead, leave a link down below. These pins up here are all Rapunzel in the Parks series, minus this one. This one's a soda fountain pin from Disneyland. These 5 pins are Rapunzel in the Parks, and there is a whole series about them. They were WDI, which that means they're Walt Disney Imagineering pins, and you can only get Walt Disney Imagineering pins if you are a cast member. So normally cast members will go and sell them for a lot higher prices. So I got these all on eBay. I am trying to complete the set, and I have another one on the next page, which I will show you in a second. Alright, this one's a little more overwhelming, but we're going to start up here. This one came from Paris, this one came from Paris, and then a couple other ones came from Paris on this page, but we're going to start up here. So this one came from Paris. This one is one of those open edition pins. They have each princess as a regular crest, and there's also a crest with all the princesses on them. This is one of the Flynn Rider posters. This is a open edition pin, well was, I believe it's still available in the parks. This is also from Disneyland Paris. This is the heroine villain pin set. I have the boxes somewhere, and I am too lazy to go look to see what they're called. But there was essentially a heroine with their villain for every person. I have the Ariel and Ursula one. And there's one for every princess, I believe. And then there's one for like Hades and Hercules. And then like Cruella and a Dalmatian, I think, and just a whole bunch of other ones. So there's a whole series for that. This one came from the soda fountain store, courtesy of my friend Eddie. You guys know Eddie if you've been watching my vlogs from back in the day from my college program. He was in a couple of them. So this one came from the soda fountain store. This one is an open edition pin as well. This one came from a annual pass holder pin set that you can get, and it had like Rapunzel and Stitch and 3 other characters. So that set you can only get if you're an annual pass holder. I traded for that one. This one is another open edition pin. These two are on the same pin pack together. Oftentimes now Disney releases pins for a higher price that have 2 pins of like this that are smaller that are on 1 card. So those came on the same card. I believe I got these 2 at Cast Connections. This one came from Tokyo Disneyland, and actually that started my Rapunzel collection. I said every year for my birthday I would buy myself a Rapunzel pin. That year it was this one. The next year it was this one. So yeah, that started my Rapunzel collection. This one came from Disneyland Paris. This one is actually a rather large pin and I love it. This one came from the Love is an Adventure pin event in Epcot, I believe. And I kept the backing for this because I absolutely loved it. So if I didn't have the backing on this, I could actually fit a couple more pins on this page. But I loved it, so I wanted to keep it. Moving down, this one is also one of those open edition series. It has a flag, we're gonna call it a flag, and tassels, and that's for every princess. I don't know if this is a series or not, but this came out during my college program, and it has sparkles in the sun, and it reveals Tangled, or Rapunzel, and it is a mirror. Hello. This is also an open edition pin. This one came from the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in 2015. Actually, my friend Brianna, you guys, if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know who Brianna is. She's made a few appearances in my videos. So she got that for me on her college program because I was like, I need that one. This is an open edition pin as well. This is one of the newer open edition pins. This one came from Disneyland Paris. This one was for Valentine's Day back in 2017. Eddie got that for me as well. And then this one is a book. This one came out during my college program. Actually, I think it came out in like July or August, and was trying to wait for my 40% off so hard, but I was like, you know what, I need that, so I got it. And then this one is one of those, another Rapunzel from the Parks series, and let me take this off the card so I can show you guys what it looks like. It says Walt Disney Imagineering, Imagineer exclusive, limited edition of 250, and it has the SKU number on it. It does have a border on it, but I can assure you this is real. I've seen some of the fake ones, and this one obviously doesn't do it justice. The colors are spot on, so even though some pins have a border, that only matters for hidden Mickey pins. So the people who are going to comment about fake pins, I know what they look like. They're hard to spot because I'm not an expert, but I am an expert as compared to some amateurs that are just starting. As for Rapunzel pins I need to get are the Pin Trader Delight with her long hair. I also need a Rapunzel marquee, but they literally go for $700 on eBay, and I'm not about to spend $700 for a pin on eBay. Let me know if you guys like my Rapunzel collection. I have 56 Rapunzel pins, and that is kind of ridiculous because I can fit my rest of my princess collections on one page, which are like 30 each, except for now when I'm spilling over into 2 pages. That is kind of ridiculous. If you guys have a Rapunzel pin that I don't have, feel free to DM me on Instagram and show me, because I am always curious on different pins that I need that I don't have. Rapunzel is one of those collections that I do want to try to collect every pin of. It is hard, especially when you have pins that are $700 that are holy grails that I am not willing to spend $700. I will print off a picture from Google and put it in my pin book before I will spend $700 for a pin. That being said, I do have a Frozen marquee that I got for I think $5, and it is definitely fake, but it is a very nice fake looking pin, and you guys will see that in a new video, and I'm fine with it because that marquee goes for like $200 I think, or $100 or something a little bit higher. So I'm completely fine with having that pin for $5 because it looks spot on. I don't really care. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this collection, please let me know. This is my babies, and I love my pins that came over from overseas, and I love them, and I thank you to the couple people that have gotten me these pins. So you guys rock. Thank you guys so much, and you guys are excited for my pin collection. Please leave a note down below. Like I said, I will be releasing these weekly, starting the week of May 27th. So as plans follow. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow with a losing weight video, and have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!